Hello and welcome to TA for Traders. It is Thursday the 16th of November. In this video we're going to look at the charts on WTI crude oil, which in TradingView has the code USOIL. What we'll see is that the rally took the crude price up to the downtrending 200-week moving average. That caused resistance. We've had a good pullback. That's brought us back to the 20-day, and we're at a very interesting juncture on the charts. Let's look at those charts. So starting with the weekly, and you can see on this that we didn't actually hit, but we approached the downtrending 200-week moving average, which is this red line, and we pulled back. Now that's quite natural. That is a resistance level, and it's a medium to long-term negative influence on the crude oil price as it's tracking downwards. To the downside, you can see that the 20 and the 50 are just crossing in a golden cross formation, so that does bode well, and they will give support on any pullback. But as you can see, at the moment they're down just above 50, so over 10% below the spot price. Momentum on this weekly chart remains positive. The RSI is at 61.74 and the MACD also indicative of upside momentum as they're still tracking upwards above zero, although the shorter term is starting to falter. On the daily, so here each candle represents 1 day's trade. You can see that we did actually become overextended away from the 20 and 50-day moving average, and that did correspond to a very high level on the RSI. That got nearly up to 75, so it was slightly overbought. So we've had a consolidation. You can see that we've pulled back already to the uptrending 20-day moving average. That's giving support, which is good. And below there, the 50-day also moving up, and the 200 actually has now moved round and is moving up as well. Momentum has slightly been lost, obviously, given the consolidation, but the RSI does remain above 50 at 57.56. Again, a concern on the MACD in that the short term has moved below the longer term, and the longer term is starting to roll over. So they're indicative that momentum is being lost. Other factors to point out, I mean, we're still in this uptrend that's been in place since the lows of June. We've got this picture of higher highs and higher lows. It would actually take a move well down, probably below 51 or 50.9 for that to be broken. Although some would say that's a low as well, which is about 53.9. So I'll give you the exact figure on the support resistance chart, which I show later. So keep an eye on that, but in the meantime the uptrend is still in place. Going on to the 4-hour, the short-term picture. Here you can see that the 20 and 50 are tracking downwards now. When they crossed, it wasn't a bearish cross because the 50 was still moving upwards, but as they're moving down they will create resistance on the upside. Momentum has been lost in the short term. If anything, we're trying to build momentum again. You can see that actually the RSI did indicate an oversold position on the crude, and since then it's bubbled along and is starting to pick up. That's quite a good sign, and that each low since that low on the 14th hasn't corresponded with a low on the RSI, so the momentum is starting to improve. It'll probably take us up to that resistance at the 20, which is 55.79. and likewise the MACD as well are starting to show an improvement, as they're now tracking at a very low level, tracking sideways, again indicating slightly oversold. So looking at the support and resistance levels, as I said, that those downtrending averages on the 4-hour chart creating resistance. The 20s at 55.87 and the 50s at 56.49, with support coming in at the 20-day 54.78, and then that low of 1st of November, which is at 53.92. So that's been TA for traders, looking at WTI crude. The key takeaways from the video should be that we're just about to hit 200-week moving average resistance, or it has caused resistance. This is unwinding the overbought condition that we had. On the daily, the 20-day is now giving short-term support. But momentum is turning negative. But on the 4-hour, we see that there's already a short-term oversold condition on the MACD, and also there we did see that the RSI was attempting to base build. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you found it of interest. These videos that I do on YouTube are just for information and my opinions, and they're not an investment recommendation.